Do you struggle with trying to get an embroidery design in the perfect spot? Hi, I'm Lana Jones with BlueBunnyHollow.com, and I would like to show you how I get perfect placement of my embroidery designs. If you do struggle, you probably guess how you want it, stitch it out, and then are disappointed that you didn't rotate it that little bit more. Then you constantly explain to everyone that compliments you on how cute it is, that you made a mistake, that it isn't really the direction you wanted, and they don't see it. All they see is your beautiful work. Stop apologizing, don't give up, and get it perfect on the first try. Now, I know some of you have cameras on your embroidery machine, and that is great. However, if you are hooping a larger design and think that the camera will help you get it into the correct position, you may be wrong. As you move the larger design to get it into the correct spot, you may not have enough room to move it all the way to the center markings, and then you'll have to rehoop and try again. Using a transparency film lets you see what the design will look like before it is hooped. Lets you get close, then use the technology of your embroidery machine to tweak it a bit to hit the center mark perfectly. I have used this simple solution for many years. Let's give it a try. The supply list is below the video. The first thing you'll need is transparency film for your printer, either inkjet or laserjet. You'll need an eyelet cutter. Of course, an embroidery machine, stabilizer, embroidery bobbin, embroidery needle, and embroidery thread. The embroidery design I'm using is from my Dragonfly collection, and it uses mylar in the wings. You can find this design on BlueBunnyHollow.com. I am using Blue Bunny Hollow ready to embroider bags. They can be purchased at my website, BlueBunnyHollow.com. You'll need a ruler, a fabric-friendly marker, some tape to hold down the transparency, a precision turning tool, and a seam stick. Place the transparency in your printer. Print the PDF of the design worksheet with crosshair markings from the design file you purchased if it's provided by the digitizer, or from your embroidery software. It can be printed in either color or black, your choice. Using an eyelet cutter, cut holes in the transparency on each crosshair mark on the outer edges of the design. It is okay if you actually cut into the design. Lay out the project being embroidered. If you are trying to decide the best place to embroider the design, the transparency is perfect, as you can rotate the transparency or mirror image the transparency to easily decide the placement of the design. Position the transparency to set the image exactly how and where you want it to be embroidered. If you want the design to be centered, but not sure the direction to rotate it, place the ruler on the project to find the center. For this project, I want it centered on my tote bag. Now place the center of the crosshair marks of the transparency onto the tote bag to see what rotation of the image will work best for your project. I may even want to mirror image and see just in case that might be better. When you like the arrangement of the design, tape it in place. Place a mark in each hole of the transparency. Then place an arrow so you know where the top of the design is. Remove the transparency. With a ruler and fabric marker, connect the lines to make the crosshair marks for the center of the design onto the project. Using the notches on the hoop and the crosshair markings, hoop the project. Ensure the marking for the top is at the top of the hoop. Embroider your design. If you are doing more than one design on the project, mark only one design at a time. If you mark all of them, the stitching of the first design will throw off all the other markings because of push and pull of the fabric. I am using opal colored mylar for the wings of the dragonfly. When the project has finished embroidering, unhoop the project. To make the bottom of the bag, fold the bag in half and crease the corners. The corners can be cut out now or after the sides are sewn. I am doing a 4-inch base, so I will mark the width at 2.5 inches, the 1/2 inches for the seam, and the height at 2 inches. Clip or pin the seam and sew the seams backstitching at each end. Cut out the corners if you have not done so yet. Press the seams as they were sewn. This is the seam stick, perfect for pressing open long seams. Mine has a wool sleeve. Place the seam stick in the bag at the seam and press the seam open. Repeat for the other side. Finger press the bottom of the bag for a crease. Match the crease to the side seam and clip or pin. Do this on both sides of the bag. Sew a 1/2 inch seam on both sides, backstitching at both ends. After these seams are done, you will want to finish the edge. This can be done by using a closed overlock stitch on the sewing machine or a serger. Since these areas are small, I'm just going to use my sewing machine. Select the closed overlock stitch and use the default setting of 6 millimeters in width and length. Stitch the closed overlock stitch on both corners of the bag. Press both seams. Turn right sides out and push out the corners with the precision point turning tool. Then do a final press. Thank you for watching and enjoy your sewing adventures.